Started streaming. So, as always, I'll first check for the audio if the audio is going correct and well. Just let me check the audio first, real quick. If I need to check if the audio is working well. I need to check if the audio is working well. The audio is good enough, I guess. The audio is good enough, I guess. Okay, so it's okay. It's going well. So we'll just start with this section called switching to hashes. So this is basically talking about switching from one data structure to the other. So let me quickly open VS Code in which we are coding, and our project opens right up. Okay, so what it says that so far throughout the book we have been using arrays to represent the entities in our games. So basically array is a data structure. So data structures are things in programming languages that we use to store and work with different kind of data. So every data structure should have some things in common, like it should be, you need to be able to define it with either a zero element, with no elements at all, or with some elements, and you need to be able to delete from the data structure, and you need to be able to access stuff from the data structure access elements, and you need to be able to insert new data to the data structure, and also you need to be able to remove from the data structure and just destroy the data structure. Okay, so basically the first four things. So what we are doing here in our game is basically we are using arrays. So remember, this is the array for our missiles, right? And this is the array for missiles, and this is the same that we use just plain arrays. Okay, if you remember. So I just told you before, and I'm going to tell it a little bit again. So basically what we are using now are called arrays. So if an array can be named something like foo, they use curly brackets in Ruby, and items are separated by comma and so on, and you can access array items using notation like this, and they start from 0 in Ruby. Okay, and so on and so forth. So if there is an array that has n elements in it, then you would be able to access the nth element by using array n minus 1. Okay, and that is basically it. You can access items like this. This gives you access to the second element. Okay, so it's simple enough. So that is the data structure that we have been using. Okay, so from here on now we'll just move towards hashes. Okay, so let's see what the author has to say about this. So it says arrays are wonderful and important, but they are so great for representing structured data because it's difficult to remember what each piece of data in the array's positions represent. Remembering that fireball 2 is the text value and not the y value is tricky. Okay, I'm going to explain more. Luckily, Dragon Ruby has a much more verbose and clear data structure we can use for managing our data. It's called a hash. Much like arrays, hashes are extremely useful. So they are defined like this. So I'm going to explain more about this. So why we need to use different data structures and so on. So basically, if when you have, let's say, I am going to represent a student, okay, a guy or girl, a person, so of a school, of an elementary school. Let's say if let's say we decide. So basically, this is the thing that you need to know, that with computers you can just build your own systems as your own likings. You need to keep many things in mind, and you can choose to represent things and elements and people in any way that you like. Okay, and I'm sorry, there are like many freedom that you are provided, because with programming languages you are extremely powerful. You have the decision, you have the power to decide to what kind sort of representation you are going to use. Okay, let's say you have chosen to represent students of a particular class like this, and you name them. Here's a student called Amy, okay, and you choose to represent her with a bunch of numbers, okay. So for record keeping in your school, okay. So for record keeping, you are going to say which grade is she in. Let's say she is in third grade, okay, and how old is she. Let's say you put her at 8 years old, okay, 8, okay, and let's say you use some more information like how high she what's her weight, okay. Let's say her weight is 25 kilo. I am not sure if that is appropriate or in the range, or if that's typical, but let's just go with that, 25 kilo, kilogram. That's her weight. And let's say we choose to keep the tally of scores in our last or grades in our last class, or scores, okay. You choose to represent A with 0, and B with 1, and C with 2, and so on. Let's say she is a straight A or B student. So this is English score, reading score, math score, physical education score, and so on. Let's say you choose to represent a student like that. So you see where the trouble is going to be. So basically, you need to keep a record. Okay, you need to keep a record. So okay, so this is a student name in the database, in the school database. This is stored like this, and if each are the generic name for each student is let's say name, and this is something in your IT system. So the zeroth element is supposed to be the grade of student, okay. Name 1 is going to be age, and name 2, this element right here is supposed to be the weight of the student. And let's say name 3, score grade in English, okay, or let's say reading, because you're dealing with a kid here, okay. Reading, okay. So basically, A for A represents 0, B represents 1, and so on and so forth, okay. So English, reading, math, etc., okay. Group activities, that sort of stuff, okay. So basically, you see where the trouble is. You are going to have to remember this kind of stuff, but you need to have to look it up, okay. Instead, what you can choose to do, we can choose to implement something called hash. This is also called hash map, or simply map, or simply dictionaries. Okay, these have many names. So the author is going with hash, or probably in Ruby, so it's just mentioned as hash. Okay, let's say they are written like this. So in arrays, we have them looking written with square braces. For dictionaries or hashes, they are written with the curly brace. Okay, so this is the curly brace, this is the closing and an opening and a closing curly brace. So basically, you start them with this, and you end them with this. Okay, simple enough. Okay, is it? Okay, cool. So basically, you have something like this. Then there is one extra thing that you add. So here, remember, we need to access. So for data structures, for data structure, we have many things. We have some things for like entering new data, retrieving them, deleting them, and these are like main things, also defining, deleting. So you need to be able to enter new data, you need to be able to retrieve new data, and you need to delete data. And also there is also updating. Okay, these are the four main functions of data structure. So basically, how do you retrieve data or access data? They use some indexing that start with 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on and so forth. So basically, this is how you use arrays, and this is how you retrieve and update data. Okay, so in dictionaries, in case of hashes, it gives us one more area of liberty. It does not depend on which position your data is entered into. It rather lets you choose the index names. How cool is that? So basically, you have to always remember 0 is foo, 1 is my bar, and 2 is my baz, 3 is my spam, and so on and so forth. You have to remember for arrays, right? For hashes, you don't have to remember them. You just call foo. Okay, this is the index. This is so basically it's like why is dictionary? Why it's called dictionary? I don't know exactly, but you can think of it like this. In dictionary, you have words like this. You have a word, let's say tree. Okay, so this is the word itself, and that you find on indexes. That you find on the left side. This is what you are looking for, and here you see the meaning. A big plant, a big plan. That's a tree. Okay, so that's what a dictionary entry is. So you just have something that you're looking for, and then the definition of that thing. Okay, so this is like a dictionary. So here similarly you can, in this data structure, you can use any names that you want. Okay, who is fooing, bar is barring, or whatever. Okay, so basically a real good example that you might use in practical life is you might use in practical life, or that is more easy to understand, is like let's say there's a dictionary called capitals. Okay, then you can store it like this. So if you call something like USA, you will store Washington DC. If you have China, then you have Beijing. Okay, and if you say you have India, you have New Delhi, right? And you close it like this. Okay, so and there are commas in between. Okay, so to separate two entries, and you can choose to write in this like this in different lines, or you can choose to write in the same line. So with dictionaries, if it's not too long, or even if it's too long, it's a good idea to write entries in different lines. It's just looks better. Okay, easy on the eyes. Okay, so or a student example, let's say we have Amy dictionary, and we say her grade or class. Let's say class. There's no there's no uh, captions here. You just write them. Okay, yeah. So the thing that you are storing for, okay, you don't need to use captions. Okay, you don't need to use inverted commas or captions. So just you just write it plain. Okay, class, you say 3, and you give a comma, and next where were we were using uh, okay uh, then we age, weight, reading, and so on and so forth. So age 8, uh, then you have weight Yeah, and so you just put in weight and so on and so forth, and you close this dictionary. So that is how you use them. So we can, so we in the code base here we were using this, okay, arg state player x, state player y, missile. So it's basically an array, so we are using this to keep track of our missiles. So here they say, okay, we can choose to change that, and we should, because when you access uh, the array and sub it 2, so the array, then you put 2 in open braces like that, so square braces like that, you are supposed to get the fireball or the missile. But that's difficult to remember. So is y, it's not the y coordinate, is it the sprite or the text? So it's somewhat the one more thing to keep track of. That's not very efficient as programmers ourselves. Okay, you can choose to define dictionaries like this as well. Okay, no issues. So this is putting it really nicely. Hashes are used to represent one piece of data with multiple properties, and arrays are used to collect data, oftentimes hashes to keep track of and manipulate them. Okay, so arrays, so basically you sometimes use arrays, so that have hashes inside them. Okay, so it's like this. So let's say we have got multiple hashes. A uh, let's not put it. So B is another hash with items inside them. Okay, let's say this is something called let's say uh, emotions, smile. This is an emoji right here. Okay, angry. This is an emoji right here of the red face. Okay, and so on and so forth. So basically, and there are other entries as well, like let's say the Unicode characters and so on. So, so emojis would then be an array that will have the arrays. Okay, that will have the hashes inside it. Okay, they are oftentimes used like that. So we will now start using hashes instead of arrays. So that's cool. So you see this is changed. Arg state player is changed. So before we had four different variables, five different variables for the character as well. So basically, this is all put into one dictionary, and it's really good. It looks really compact. See, you have args that state player x, player y, so it's spread all over the place. Okay, spread all over the place. There's nothing to indicate that they are of the same thing or something like that. They are grouped, or they should be grouped if they make sense semantically in a group. Those things are not really clear. So with this is really compact. Okay. Yeah, arg.state player, and we remember that you can feed anything to arg.state, and we can keep track of it that way. Yeah, and then you have to change these parts as well. Okay, so this is what is called refactoring, when you make changes of some code and the functionality remains the same. Okay, so let's just do that. It will be tedious, and we will just don't take any tensions. We'll just, let's say, if our functionality is as well, let's open screen key, let's display our keystrokes. We have this. Remember how we implemented the function so that our character, our spaceship doesn't go off screen of the game canvas. Yeah, see, it's all working. So I keep hitting left, but it doesn't go out of the screen. I hope you remember it from the last video or so. So basically, and we can throw missiles of our airplane, right? Cool, really cool. Missile, okay. Just text missiles being thrown, like text games, D&D. So let's see that. So basically we are not using that anymore. We will refactor it so that it makes more semantical sense, sorry, more syntactical sense, so it looks nice. So let's refactor things one by one. So basically we have one huge args.step.player hash. Okay, so this is what we have. So let's put x to 120, y to 280, exactly the values that we have, and then x, y, then width 100, height, and you see that we are also having to type much less for each and every variable, each and everything that you wanted to store. So we had to write all this arg.stat missiles, and there are less args.stat variables, just one player, and it's a hash, and we are just have to write much less, and it looks more compact. So two birds in one stone's throw, right? So then speed is 10, and then our sprite path, our spaceship image, where was that? That's in the last. Where did I it's a png file, so it should be here. This is here. Okay, shape.png. We are past that. Let's see, my game sprite shape.png. Okay, the path. Okay, cool, we've got it all, we've covered everything. Okay, args.stat, so we remove everything. Okay, before we remove all this, so before removing, it's a good thing to just make the updates and then remove. Okay, so where would we need to change code? Basically wherever there is one of these six. So here are, see, 1 2 3 4 5 6 elements, in the hash. So wherever there are six possibilities, one of six possibilities, player x, player y, missile, speed, player w, player h, and also the sprite here, right here. So we need to change all this. Okay, so wherever do they appear, we need to change it. Okay, so one thing you can do is you can just copy it, copy the player x variable and find it. Where can you find it? Oh, that's a lot of lots of places. That is going to be a tedious task, I told you. Okay, so this is basically args.stat.player, and it becomes .x. 1 2, you see the count is decreasing. There were 9, now there are 7. Okay, so let's change player y to. Okay, cool. So player x. Yeah, you can also choose like replace all or stuff like that. I'm not doing that. I'm just going nice and slow. So we need to change here too, player w. So this will be args.stat.player.w. Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. Right. Then here too, we'll just add args. Okay, no dot here. args.state.player.w. Okay, sounds nice and correct. Okay, this will be an iterative process. I don't expect to replace each and everything in every place needed in just one go. It will be an iterative process. If there are any mistakes or leftovers, if our code doesn't compile, we'll see about that. Okay. Our count has gotten down to 3 only. Player y, args.stat. Okay, let's see. Where else? Sprites. Yep, we have done it. And here we have made a lot of changes. I don't remember any other place where they have the player height or player width. So this is the place, our boundary code. So what are the other changes that are handled here? Do they change the missile too? We'll see that. We'll check for that. Is that an error? Yeah, huge error as expected. Okay. Oh, there will be a lot of places. There are these mistakes. Okay. So this is our fireball. So fireballs do get updated. So fireballs are like initiated when there are key presses, like right here. Okay. So instead of this, we are going to write a nice and simple hash right there. Okay. So this is where you write your hash. So let's do this. Okay, this is our x. Okay, so it doesn't like that much that kind of indenting. This is our y. Okay, then we have text. Okay, missile. We're dealing with missiles here, not fireballs. So args.state.fireballs.h2 fireballs. Okay, missiles h2. So what we do, missiles.x, right? We're not declaring any name here. We're just passing a hash just like that. You can also do that. Yeah. So just like we write plain and simple numbers just out in the wild, naked, without any walls. You can just send full dictionaries to arrays or any list, any other kind of data structure just without any names. There will be the entries there. Okay, here is one mistake that I see that might be causing this. args.state, sorry again, args.state. Okay, this speed is not defined, but I haven't deleted that. But let's do this. args.state.player.speed. Okay. So this is our. Okay, so we need to define a variable called missiles, right? Then missiles.x will be this. Okay, let's say, so missiles we have, where is our missiles? Where are our missiles? Let's see, let's go up. So this is our missiles. They should be this. Okay, where is that? args.state.missiles, it should be there. Okay, we don't have any use for this. Okay, here is this. So see how difficult is this already. So this is our missiles, no change. I'm also getting rid of lines, surely getting rid of them. Our previous lines. Yeah, so this is args.state.missiles. Okay, I don't see any error so far. So args.state.missiles, you get fed missiles right here, like that. So this is our list of missiles. So basically this is an array, an empty array. We are starting at the end, we're starting at the start of the game where there are no missiles, an empty array, just like that. And then when we have missiles, we are just, whenever a key is pressed, we are just, the Z key is pressed, we are just, just adding them. So adding, bare dictionaries like that to the list of the array of missiles. Okay, we still have an error. Okay, let's close this down and then relaunch. our problem has a good chance of being away. I guess not. Okay, let's see where could be more errors. Let's find errors here, guys. Okay. Outstate missiles each. Is it outstate missiles each? Outstate missiles each do missiles.x plus equals exhausted player speed to end. Okay, args output labels, outstate missiles. Okay, so here we need to push the new thing. So we have replaced all that. Then we need to args.state.player. Okay, good enough. No, not working. Not still working. Let's go back and see. Again, error. Okay, so basically now we start reading the error. Now we start reading the error files. The statements. Line 82. Line 42. Okay, so basic mistake, silly mistake, rookie mistake, starting with a brace but ending with an open space. Okay, our game is on. Okay, undefined method missiles for men. Okay, so 45 and 46. 45 and 46. Okay, let's see what's the array here. So here what they basically do is arg state fireballs each do, and what we do here, arg state missiles each do missile.x. Okay, it needs to be missile.x, not missiles. So okay, w is not defined. Okay, w, let's go. Okay, whenever we are pressing anything, it's showing an error. Okay, line 16. Okay, let's go to line 16 and see what's there. Line 16 is our culprit right now. args.state.player x plus equal. Oh, we need to update this. We need to update args.state.player.speed. Again, args.state.player.speed. Okay, let's copy this. Up to this. Okay, we'll do that for y2 or y direction. Okay, cool. Now let's see. It is reloaded. It's going well. We are testing. Okay. Okay, our missile is working as well. So everything. So we already had this, right? So we already had this, and after one video and after spending about 35 minutes, we still have the same thing, but our code looks a lot nicer. Okay, these are called like refactorings. So with refactoring, the functionality of the code remains the same, but the internals of the code has changed. We do this for many purposes. We do this to make the code mainly more efficient, okay, and fixing bugs, mainly making code more efficient, more readable, and other things. Okay, so this is called refactoring. We have done our first refactoring. Also, while we are discussing this, I might also discuss with you how like a small trade-off of a programming language being compiled versus interpreted. So here code is not interpreted, right? So let's just stop this. Let's just remove this, save the game. See, there's a serious error in the game. There's a serious bug. See the speed. This variable is not defined anywhere. Okay, it's inside dictionary, so it's out of the scope, but it's not defined anywhere. So the game still compiles. Sorry, the game still runs. Okay, as long as I hit anything else, let's say. Okay, see, now we see an error. Okay, let's go back. Sorry. So I have changed the code here. So basically, whenever the input is left, so this is what I have changed. This is what is missing. This is where the error is. So you see, basically, when you press anything else, when you press up, it goes up. When you press down, it goes down. When you press right, it goes right. Whenever you keep pressing, the up arrow, it doesn't go up the canvas. So everything is all right. So there is no error that you can see unless and until. Okay, so I'll show you missiles too. Missiles are also getting fired. So unless and until you hit the left button, you see no error at all. When you hit the left button, you see the error. Okay, you can see the error again when and only when you press the left button, because that's where the error lies. So if this were a compiled language instead of an interpreted one, if it were compiled one, then you would not face this problem, right? So the game wouldn't compile, so you would see the error. You'll keep seeing the error. Okay, I've now fixed it. Yet it still shows me error. Okay, let's save this. Yeah, now it works. Okay, now it works. Okay, everything is well and fine. Missiles away. So this is a good place to stop for this particular video. I will soon be back with another video that will cover the next section. The next section will be on displaying a sprite. Instead of our missiles, we will have just missile text. We will have actual missiles fired. Okay, actual missile firing, like the Dragon Heroes fires. Okay, cool. Let's stop this video right here.